Well. What the hell are you doing watching this stuff? We are now into our next build video, which is for the Associated DR10 Drag car. We have made it all the way to bag number 9. Now, bag number 9 is wonderful. It is my second to the least favorite part because my fingers get sore, and that is building turnbuckles. Not difficult, it's just a pain in the ass. So let's go ahead and dump this stuff out. There are several different turnbuckles. It looks like they all use the same turnbuckle ends. So we're lucky there. And as I look at the turnbuckles, they are all the same length. So are you ready? This is going to be pretty boring, but we're going to do it anyway because it's part of the build. So here we go, diver down. Boop, 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 boop. Snorkel. Okay. Rod ends and turnbuckles. So we need to build two, a left and a right, and these are turnbuckles for the front camber. Okay. So camber are your wheels. Camber this way. So to build these, we need to build two of them. And they need to be 23 millimeters in between. So this is, I believe, a 1-to-1. I don't have my good calipers here, but I do have a set of calipers. So let's measure this and see if this is actually 1-to-1. This is just an old junk one I found actually while I was messing around. So yeah, these are 1-to-1, 23 and 23.5. Yeah. Okay, so the drawings here are all 1-to-1, which is a really good thing. Actually, I almost missed a step. We are going to build the steering turnbuckle first, which is 27 millimeter. So if I put this on here, 25, 27. I don't know if this is off or if this is off, because these are a real shitty pair of plastic calipers. I think I've had them for 50,000 years. So, okay, let's go ahead and do this. So we are going to thread this on here. And I don't have my turnbuckle wrench, so I'm just going to use a pair of pliers here and put this on. We're going to put on one for each side. And you do have to remember that one side has a left-handed thread and one side has a right-handed thread. And you can tell the right-handed thread or the left-handed thread by this little line. Yep. It's hard to see, but there's a little line there and it's going to show you. And that's going to become important here in just a minute when we put them on, and I'll show you why. So let's take a look here. And this one is going to have to thread all the way on in order to meet our size criteria, which means really sore fingers. But we're going to do it anyway. Just we're going to do one on camera, and we're going to do the others off camera, just so that you can see what it's all about. And you know what? Those hurt the fingers. Okay. Which way does this one go? There we go. I think I am going to cheat here. do it like this. Woo! You do have to be careful, actually, when you're doing that, not for the reason that they come out, but you don't want to distort the inside of the ball cup, because then you'll seize up or bind as you are putting them on. So let's take a look here, and we want to be 1-to-1 on this. So we still have a little bit of a ways to go. So we'll screw that one in a little bit. We want to be even on these. There's still a little bit of thread on this one. This one goes backwards. Okay. Let's measure that up. Ooh, we are getting real close. We're almost there. And then there's one more thing I want to show you before we're done here. And that is the ball cup placement. Okay, we are exactly at 27. Okay, now you want to take a look on this, because on this one we have one ball that faces down and the other ball that faces a quarter turn. Or actually, no, these are directly opposed on this one. So one goes up and one goes down, like that. If you take a look on this one, one is a quarter turn. If you take a look at this one over here, it is also a quarter turn. So we have to make sure that we do build them properly. Now, when you're doing this, what you want to do is make sure that that little line here for the left-handed one, you want to make sure when you're doing that, that the left-handed line always points to the left. That way, when you go to adjust, you'll know that going one way is going to open it up and the other way is going to close it, and it's going to be the same on every turnbuckle. So again, as you're putting these on, you do want to note that that left-handed line is onto the left-handed side of the done building turnbuckles. Okay, diver down. I'm going to show you what I did here. I used my calipers. I found out that these actually were not very true 1-to-1. So I set my calipers, for instance, on this one is 23.5. So I set my calipers and we go from the inside and we do 23.5. Okay, and it's the same on these are 23 and these are 27. So pair of calipers, always handy to have. These are not my good ones, but we do have a set that works fine for that. So, okay, we are now going to put the turnbuckles on. And there's a couple things that we have to watch out for here. So let's start in the front here. And we are going to use where did that come from? Huh, okay. I will have to figure out where that came from. I'm thinking it came off of one of the wheel hubs, but we'll find out. Okay, so the first ones here, we're going to put on the toe in and the toe out. And what we're going to do is make sure we're using the right ones. And these go on the steering link, and they connect from the ball hub here on the steering rack to the ball hub here on, get this into frame here, on the steering. So this one has to face this way, And then this one has to face, are we doing the right ones here? Yeah, we're doing the right ones. Or are we not? Okay, turnbuckles. These are the turnbuckles for the steering. Okay, well, we're doing the right ones. And they are the ones that are 27. Okay, so as I mentioned, there's a line here for the left-hand side. We want to make sure that that left-hand line is always facing to the left of the car. So let's go ahead and snap this one on. And I don't have a pair of pliers, or big pair of pliers, so we'll try to use this one. It really bothers me. Where did that pin come from? Let's see if I can just snap this on by hand. No, I'm going to have to use pliers. And I might have to go get a regular pair of pliers, because these are not going to work. There we go. Okay, so we need to make sure that the caps are pointing in the right directions and that the line is to the left-hand side of the car. Okay, so now we are going to put this one on, see if this snaps on any easier. There we go. There's that one. And everything works fine. Now we're going to put this one on, and again, we're going to pay attention to the little line here, and that little line needs to go to the left-hand side of the car. So we have the line goes to the left-hand side of the car. These balls are tight. And we need to make sure that this is facing in the right direction. So we'll swivel that down. And normally I would have a pair of pliers, but I'm too lazy to go get them, so I'm going to hurt my thumb. Oh, you know what? I have a pair of vice grips here. I'll use those. A little overkill, but it'll work. Okay, there we go. So if we did it right, when the steering is centered, these should be almost straight, just like they are. Very nice. Ball studs are not binding up, so we're in good shape there. Let me do a little bit of rearranging here, because this is getting bigger than my workspace. Okay, so now we got those done. Now the next set that we have here are going to be for the camber. And those are these right here. So they're pre-built. And again, we are going to look for the little line, which is going to go on the left-hand side of the car. So it's going to match this one. Damn, those are tight. And once again, we need to make sure that the ball stubs or ball hubs are in the right direction. And you want to make sure that they're square so that they don't bind up. So when I mean square, I mean when this one's sitting straight, this one is sitting straight, which it's not. Okay, we're looking good there. Go ahead and press this one on. There we go. Everything's moving fine. So again, we're going to watch for the left-handed little notch there. Make sure that goes to the left-hand side of the car. And again, the reason that that's important is that way you know whenever you turn it in one direction, it's going to widen, and turn it in the other direction, that it's going to shorten. Okay. Get this one hooked up. There we go. Take a look at it. And our caster and camber all seem to be good. Excuse me. Time for bubbly. All right, now we're going to move to the rears. And at this point, we need to make sure that our drive shafts are in the drive cup, because we're going to put this into a position as to where it can't move for the drive shaft to fall out. So again, left-hand side of the car, we're going to go with the little ridge on the left. This is the left-hand side of the car, so this is going to go in here. Let's see what we can do. Here we go. And this one needs to be rotated. And put on. Again, make sure your drive shaft is in your drive cup, because this is going to put it into place so that it cannot come out. Let's go ahead and move everything, make sure nothing's binding up, and move to the other side. And again, I'm going to keep saying this. You need to watch for that left-handed stripe to be onto the left-handed side of the car, which I put this one on backwards. Here I am reminding myself, and I messed it up. And that's going to be fun to get off of there. Okay. Let's make sure that that pin didn't come out of here. Nope. Still wondering. Oh, here's that pin. Pin came out of here. Here we go. Had me stumped there for a minute. Okay. And now this is rotated in the proper direction. So we'll go ahead and snap this one on. And make sure that goes to the left, to the left. Okay, and this one, I messed up, and that goes to the right. So we're gonna have to take this off, which is always a pain in the ass. Okay. And we will turn it around. There we go. Ouch. That hurts the fingers. Okay, everything's moving around fine. And we will put this pin back in because it fell out. And I think I might have to put the wheels on here just to keep these from falling off, because we don't want them to continue to fall off. Okay, there we go. All right, so this is done. We are done with the turnbuckles. We are done with bag 9. And we are now going to clean up our space with our tools here a little bit. Nothing like a nice clean workspace. And we're going to come up for a little bit of air. And this is where we're at now. Everything is into shape. Everything is steering properly. And we are good to go. So next step is my least favorite of all, but very important, and that is to build shocks. So stay tuned. If you enjoy what you're seeing or finding value in it, subscribe. I'm not sure where the button is because I'm old and not that social media literate. As you can tell, if you know what this shirt is, you're old. See you next episode.